Hi, this is the Breezy Shores quilt. This is a great beginner quilt. It has lots of beginner quilting skills, like the 9-patch block, the half square triangle, and even the sashing in between the blocks. So if you're a beginning quilter, this is a great quilt to tackle. If you're a more experienced quilter, this is a fun, low stress, easy, quick project. This is the baby size. We're going to be making this in the tutorial today. I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. The pattern also includes instructions for a throw, a twin, and a queen size. So stay tuned. This is a fun one. This is my fabric pull for the Breezy Shores quilt. I'm using the Art Gallery Fabrics Deco Stitch line, and I love the tropical colors of these selections. The colors here are Teal Fog, Coral Rose, and Peach Whisper. The first step is to make the 9-patch block. We'll start with 2 width of fabric strips of fabric 1 and 1 strip of fabric 2. We're going to sew these together into a strip set, and we want it to be nice and straight. So we trim all 3 strips to the exact same length, and then pin the strips together before sewing. This will prevent one side from slipping or stretching, and they'll feed through the machine evenly. Sew the strip set together and press the seam allowances toward fabric 2. For the baby size, we need 2 strip sets of this color combo. Repeat the process to make another strip set using 2 strips of fabric 2 and 1 strip of fabric 3. For the baby size, we need 1 strip set of this color combo. Now we're going to cut all the strip sets into sections. We need 32 section A pieces and 16 section B pieces. We'll use 2 section A pieces and 1 section B piece and sew them together into a 9-patch block. Match and nest the seams and press the seam allowances open. For the baby size, we need 16 9-patch blocks. Next up, we need to make 36 half square triangles. We'll be using the 8 at a time method. We start with a square of fabric 1 and a square of fabric 3. Place them right sides together and draw 2 diagonal lines from corner to corner. Sew a 1/4 inch away from the line on both sides of the line. Now cut on each line, and then cut the resulting triangles in half again. So you have 8 half square triangles. Then press all the seam allowances open. Trim the half square triangles to 2.5 inches square. This handy square quilting ruler is available on my website, but you can use any ruler that has a 45-degree line. If you repeat the 8 at a time process 5 times, you'll end up with 40 half square triangles, so you can reserve 4 of them for another use. Now we're going to assemble our blocks. Block 1 uses 1 9-patch block, 4 half square triangles, and 4 side rectangles. Sew the pieces together into rows and press the seam allowances toward the side rectangles. Now sew the rows to each other, matching the seams. Press the seam allowances open. We need 4 block 1s for the baby size. Block 2 uses 1 9-patch block, 2 half square triangles, 4 side rectangles, and 2 fabric 1 corner squares. Sew the pieces together into rows, like in block 1, and press the seam allowances toward the side rectangles. Now sew the rows to each other, matching and nesting the seams, and press the seam allowances open. We need 8 block 2s for the baby size. Block 3 uses 1 9-patch block, 1 half-square triangle, 4 side rectangles, and 3 fabric 1 corner squares. Sew the pieces together into rows, like before, and press the seam allowances toward the side rectangles. Then sew the rows to each other, matching and nesting the seams, and press the seam allowances open. We will need 4 of block 3 for the baby size. Now we have our blocks finished and ready to lay out the quilt. So lay out the blocks and the fabric 1 sashing pieces and the fabric 2 cornerstone pieces according to the diagram in the pattern. Sew them together into rows and press the seam allowances toward the sashing pieces. Then sew the rows to each other, matching and pinning the seams. And then press those seam allowances open. And your quilt top is finished. Quilt and bind it as you choose for a beautiful baby-sized quilt. Thanks for joining today for the Breezy Shores quilt tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to make your own Breezy Shores quilt, you can find the pattern on shadowvalleyquilts.com. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.